Hi everyone, welcome. Today I'm very excited. I just picked up seven new aroma chemicals and ingredients from Fraterworks, a supplier in New Zealand. And I'm very excited. Today we have Oakmoss Green from Yugoslavia, Oakmoss Absolute from Yugoslavia. This is not IFRA compliant. Essentially, this is the banned oak moss that you cannot use. I'm going to compare it today to the Oakmoss Absolute that is IFRA compliant from Robertet. Also, I picked up some Tolu Balsam, some Fleur de Cuir, a co-distillation of osmanthus and I think cedarwood, Corps Racine, Moscone Laevo, which I'm very excited. I'm going to compare this to the normal Moscone, and then Neobutenone, which is, I believe, just a slightly different version of Dinoscone or Galbascone. So got some green materials, some musks, a brand new Fleur de Cuir, which I've heard is leathery, and then oak moss. Now, while we're at it, I'm going to be making dilutions. I've got my bottles already, with labels on them. And all of these are going to be 10% dilutions, except maybe for Moscone Laevo. When I'm looking on the Good Sense company, the recommended appraisal concentration, odor strength is high, recommended smelling in a 0.1% solution or less. That makes me think that I'm going to be creating a 10% dilution and then creating a 10% dilution of that. In other words, a 1% dilution. So in any case, let's hop into this. The first thing we're going to do is go into Corps Racine. Now, this is from what I understand, a very strong material. Fraterworks sells this at a 1% concentration in triethyl citrate. So I am quite excited. I've never smelled this before. I've got my scent strip ready. I am going to make the dilution and then I'm going to smell. So I hope these don't, oh wonderful, they don't have the dropper bottles or the dropper tops that you get from Eden Botanicals. Makes things just a little bit easier. All right, let's tear this. Now, these 10 milliliter bottles hold about 8 grams, 8 and change of material. So I'm going to get 7.2 grams of alcohol here. And then we're going to add, let me move this. We are going to add 0.8 grams of Corps Racine. Again, this is a 1% concentration. I'm not even going to smell it. Okay, pretty liquid. Sometimes you pull stuff into the pipette and it's just very thick and you're like, oh, okay. All right. Cap it. Let's put this here. Now, oops, forgot to do the little mix. Here I just pump it back and forth, try to give it a little mix before I smell it. Try not to get too much oxygen into the bottle, but that's okay. I pre-treat my alcohol with BHT for better or worse. Okay, let's give this a moment to breathe for the Corps Racine. Then while this is breathing, we're going to do the Neobutenone. Let me see, Neobutenone alpha. This is a green material. Similar, oops, that was 0.3. Glad this was the first thing I put in here. I didn't tear. Close enough. All right. Roughly 4 pipettes of a 3 milliliter plastic pipette will get us to 7.2. Just about spot on. All right. Let's check out Neobutenone. Neobutenone alpha. This is green, fruity, floral, an extremely powerful and diffusive material that has an odor reminiscent of galbanum. Greener, stronger, and less fruity and more galbanum than Moscone. Neobutenone alpha is used in all types of perfumes to give unique green, floral, and fruity effects. Dosing has to be carefully controlled. That's per the Good Sense company. Now I can see down here, let me show my screen. I can see that I have this, or I've noted this ingredient in a couple formulas that I have, Creed Aventus and Versace Eros, and it's a very small amount of those two fragrances. Also, and it's a mystery fragrance found in that's probably a Firmenich or I'm guessing a Firmenich patent. So it's a mystery, ingredient in there. But let's add the juice, and then let's give it a try. All right, Neobutenone, and then we're going to smell the Corps Racine. We're also going to dip Moscone because we're going to compare the two. Okay. Easy liquid. Not very thick. Okay, good. We'll do a little mix. All right. I love smelling new materials. Absolutely love smelling new materials. I mean, when's the last time you truly experienced something brand new? I'm not ashamed to say that last year I took my kids to the zoo and I saw a tapir for the first time. Yeah, 40 years old, never even heard of a tapir. I don't know what rock I've been living under, but whatever. And I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It was like an anteater elephant pig. I just couldn't believe it. So, but that's the first time I've experienced something really new in a very long time. But with fragrance, with aroma chemicals, you get something new all the time. All right, Corps Racine, 0.1%. Let's give it a try. It is green, very faint, very faint. I'm not sure if that's because it's a 0.1% concentration. You know, let's just take it out of the bottle here for a hot second. Where are you at? Here we go. Let's just do right out of the bottle. See what we get. We'll let this breathe a little bit. So even Fraterworks says that they suggest diluting this dilution down even further. But I guess that's what this is all about, just learning. Let's check out the Moscone. We'll get into the Neobutenone. Okay. Definitely green, definitely fruity. This is the Moscone. It's bright. There's like a dampness to it. Maybe a touch of galbanum, but I don't get that waxiness, waxy fattiness that I get from galbanum. All right, Neobutenone. More delicate, a little more bright, almost like there's like a linalool aspect to it. Interesting, a little fresher. In the Moscone, yeah, I'm getting just a bit more, I don't know if I'd call it earthiness. Less fruity, Neobutenone. Very nice. Okay, very nice. We're going to let that breathe still. Let's come back to the Corps Racine. Can't smell it. Can't smell it. Nothing wrong with that. Either it needs time to breathe. Sometimes I give it 5 minutes to 30 minutes and all of a sudden I can start smelling it. Sometimes I just can't smell it. Like there are a lot of musks that I could not smell when I first tried them. Now I can smell them for, you know, for better or worse. So maybe Corps Racine is just something my nose needs to get used to. All right, we're moving on to the Moscone Laevo. Now again, I'm going to start with a 10% dilution. If this is just a kick in the pants, later today I will make a 1% dilution. Because again, the Good Sense company is telling me that I need to try this at 0.01 or 0.1%. I need to evaluate at 0.1%. So for context, I am at not just 10 times the recommended evaluation concentration. I'm at 100 times. 100 times the evaluation concentration. So let's see how this goes. All right. Here, while we're doing this, let's pull it up. Moscone Laevo. All right. This is a product of Firmenich. This is a little thicker. Not as thick as, say, ethylene brassylate or galaxolide, God forbid. All right. Little mix. While I'm mixing, Firmenich says this is refined to perfection. This soft musk calls to mind a sweet and elegant ribbon of warm and animalic tonalities. That is some good copy right there. All right, Moscone Laevo. We'll give it just an itty bitty dip. All right, little dip. Let's cap it. And let's get out the Moscone as well. Moscone, if I remember, is a very nice musk, a little more animalic than than your white musks, but it is a wonderful addition. Let's see what Moscone I have in various. Ooh, all right, Moscone is used a lot. Guerlain, Tonka Imperial, Vetiver, Ambre Narguilé, Hermes. That's the Hookah Amber, I think is the translation. Guerlain L'Homme Ideal, Chanel No. 5, Coromandel. All right, so this is definitely a used musk. Now this is the normal Moscone. I need to give that time. I need to give that time to breathe. But yeah, it's a nice musk. It is definitely more animalic. But Moscone is wonderful. Ooh, it's sweeter, definitely softer. Fine is a great word for it. A soft, sweet, musky odor with a warm. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Refined to perfection. Yeah. Sweet, elegant are great words for this. I'm gonna let this chill. I'm gonna let that chill out. But let's go back to the Dynascone. Neobutenone. I'm a real fan of this difference here. Dynascone, I'm just getting, it's green, it's fruity. It is fresh. It is just a touch floral, but it's got this dampness to it. And with the Neobutenone, I don't get that dampness. I just get the lift, the green, the floral, the fruity floral. Green, fruity floral, and the lift without that dampness. It's got an edge of sweetness to it too. That is Neobutenone. All right, welcome to my life. Corps Racine, Still very subtle on the 0.1% concentration. Cannot smell it with the off the strip with the just the 1% TEC. Okay, let's get into, I'm going to do my last, the ones I'm really looking forward to last. Let's do Tolu Balsam. Tolu Balsam I have not had for a while. I've got Peru Balsam, Gurgen Balsam, Tolu. Now this comes as a 50% dilution in alcohol. Okay, and we're going to create a 10% dilution of the 50%. Very looking forward to this. Okay, good. Tolu. All right. Tolu Balsam has a sweet, fruity, and cinnamic profile, quite similar to Peru Balsam, which comes from the same tree, though a different variety, namely Myroxylon balsamum pear. I'm not going to pronounce that last one. I don't know Latin. Interesting, Peru Balsam is an ingredient in Chanel Allure for women. I just whipped that up last night. That is, oh, let me give that a smell. I've still got a scent strip here. Oh, that's nice. A lot of benzyl acetate in Allure for women. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. All right, here we go. Here we go, Tolu. Oh, look at that color. Yeah, buddy. Come to Papa. As far as materials are concerned, the balsams, that category, might be my favorite. I love that resinous, sweet, woody, something about it. Benzoin Siam, that's a cloud 9 material right there. All right, let's mix you up a little bit because we're going to put you on the scent strip. After this, we've got 2 more. Fleur de Cuir, which I thought I had heard of from Sarah McCartney over at 41,060 Tuesdays. I think that's her brand. She was in a video talking about, I thought it was Fleur de Cuir, about this osmanthus material, and I could not find it. Not on Perfumer's Apprentice, Perfumer's Supply House, Creating Perfume, whatever, Perfumer's World. Found it on accident at Fraterworks. Was looking at demo formulas on Fraterworks, and lo and behold, they had some Fleur de Cuir, so I'm very excited to give that a try. All right, Tolu Balsam, you're going to hang out here. We're going to give the Moscone Laevo one more smell. Delicate. Delicate. Maybe I do need to dial this back, though, to another... down to 1%. Maybe it's just so strong I can't smell it. No, that's nonsense. Huh. My nose is losing the muscone. Interesting. All right. Tolu Balsam. Wow. I'm going to let this chill. This is already reminding me of Benzoin Siam, but with more smokiness. Holy, that's nice. All right, we'll come back. We'll come back to you, baby. Fleur de Cuir. Should also work on my French pronunciation. Here we go. I accidentally bought 2 bottles of this at 2 different sizes, and I'm not sad about that. Not sad at all. Here we go. We're going to do another 10% concentration. Now, I couldn't find a cast number for this. It's a mixture, I believe. Perhaps it's because of that co-distillation of Osmanthus. And I think it's cedar. Let's be safe. Don't want to talk out my ass here. Fleur de Cuir. And I don't even have it categorized. I don't even know. I don't even know what category it is, what it's going to smell like. Okay, so let's see here. It's the supplier, or this is the manufacturer. Bertrand. Okay, time on a strip, 240 hours. Sublime is, this is from Fraterworks. Sublime is the only word that can be used to describe this incredible natural product of Bertrand. Fleur de Cuir is a co-distillation of fruity osmanthus flower into a molecular distillation of finest cedarwood oil. Finest cedarwood oil. It sounds so legit. Even more, okay, the end result is the most perfect balance of floral and woody notes in a purely natural extraction. Even more extraordinary is the wonderfully complex, almost oud-like leather top note, which is utterly addictive. Now, this is what piqued my interest when I heard this from Sarah McCartney. She talked about how this was leathery. And I'm like, interesting. A floral material that is leathery. Boy, I cannot wait for this. I don't even want to smell it out of the bottle. I want to be surprised off the strip. Okay. It is clear. Not very thick. I'm not sure what the word is. It's viscous. Viscosity is viscous is an adjective, but I don't know if viscous means it's very liquidy or it's very solid. Someone help me out there. Does high viscosity mean it's very liquidy, or does high viscosity mean it is not very liquidy? I think one of my favorite parts about this whole process is that I'm starting fresh. I have started fresh. You learn new words, you learn new ideas, and it's humbling in the realest sense of that word. It's very humbling to start over after you've mastered a couple of other things. To just start fresh is a reminder that it doesn't matter what you're good at or bad at, there's always something else you can be better at. Tolu Balsam. Let's give this a sniff. Oh man, that's lovely. I almost get like a peanut butter vibe out of this. Oh, Lord, that is divine. This is very much, though, like benzo and Siam. I'm going to have to do an A/B test and put this on a rotation of materials to get comfortable with and see if I can differentiate. This I can see becoming a favorite of mine. Wow. Wow. Tolu Balsam. All right, Fleur de Cuir. I hope you've had enough time. Definitely cedar. Definitely fruity floral. That is a lovely material. I'm thinking of it as a cedar wood, but with a fruity floral aspect, a sweet fruity floral aspect to it. It's soft and delicate. Not soft as in you can't smell it, but maybe delicate's the right word. I love this. Wow, Fleur de Cuir. Great material. Let's try the Moscone Laevo again. Dang. Yeah, I've lost it. My nose needs work. All right, friends. Here's the one. Here is the one. Let's get our Oakmoss, the Robertet IFRA-approved, IFRA-compliant Oakmoss. Let's get this on a strip. Get that settled. Oops, need to refill my Oakmoss. Come here, baby. Put you over here on the refill section. And let's get... No. Lord. Okay. All right. This Oakmoss comes as a 50% dilution in ethanol. I'm not sure if I'm going to smell a difference. I've heard some people say that there is a difference, and that, you know, the old stuff that is banned, it's just straight up banned. This I cannot use in a fragrance that I'm trying to sell in Europe. Maybe in the US, but I've also heard people with skin conditions that have a reaction to this. It's not pretty, which is, you know, so it might have been banned for a very good reason. Oakmoss. Okay. According to Fraterworks, most suppliers today, oh, look at that color. That is dark. Most suppliers today only stock the chemically altered brown IFRA-compliant oak moss. Can't multitask, I better get this done. Okay. All right, which lacks a lot of the beauty of this product, but not all. We are absolutely thrilled to be able to offer pure and natural Yugoslavian green Oakmoss Absolute. This is not IFRA compliant. Despite that, it still finds many uses and is still permitted in numerous regions of the world. Needless to say, this incredibly rich and beautiful material is essential for recreating classic scents of yesteryear. So, I've definitely used oak moss, at least the compliant stuff, in some formulations, and it you know, it adds a nice touch to to the fragrances. But I wonder what is this going to be like. Okay. Oakmoss from Robertet, IFRA compliant. It's that oak mossy. It's oak moss. It's like Evernil or Veramoss, but on top you have a lot of green. It's almost like a spiciness, almost with like this coumarin edge to it. It really is. This is lovely. I mean, this is absolutely lovely. Let's see what the Yugoslavian green Oakmoss Absolute does for us. Come on. Can't smell it. What a letdown. Hold on. Let me get another dip because the concentrate, this might be at half the, half the strength. I think my Oakmoss Absolute from Robertet just came as pure Absolute. It was some thick stuff. So this concentration, and it is green. This is a very nice green color. This is half. I wonder if we can see this. All right, got a couple minutes left on my video. So this is from Robertet. This is from Yugoslavia, and it is definitely more green. All right. Always takes a second. All right, starting to come through. The green oak moss, non-IFRA compliant, is smoother. More delicate is a right word. Though again, I'm not comparing one for one on the dilutions. The Oakmoss Absolute from Robertet, IFRA compliant, is got a harsher edge to it. The Oakmoss from Yugoslavia, it's more green, earthy, still has that coumarin edge. Delicate, more delicate is the right word. Dare I say even more balanced. It's very nice. Very nice. I think one thing I'm going to do is once once that settles, I'm going to put a little drop on my skin, the diluted stuff, and see if I'm one of those people that has a Oakmoss reaction. I'll dilute it further. I don't think you need much on your skin if you're going to get a reaction. Let's do a quick recap. Let's go back to the Corps Racine. It's there. It's green. Huh. I wonder, because I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this, unfortunately. But I don't really get ISOE Super. I barely get Hedione. There's some salicylates I barely get. But when I mix it in with stuff, I certainly notice. So maybe this is an ingredient where I just need to mix it up. I do sense something is there, but I can't quite put my nose on it. So we'll have to try that in a mix and see how it affects others. All right, the Dynascone. Oh, it's still there. Green, fruity, touch of florals, and just damp. It's just damp in my nose. Neobutenone alpha. It's the same, but without the dampness, more fruity. Lovely. This is just lovely. This is a lovely green. All right, the Moscone. Soft, delicate, little animalic. That's a wonderful musk. Moscone Laevo. Even more delicate because my nose is losing it. I'm gonna reload that scent strip, give that more time in my nose. Tolu Balsam. This is wonderful. Every time I first smell this, it's like benzoin cyan with a touch of nuttiness. Like a fatty, it's like a fattiness underneath. Oh, this is wonderful. Tolu Balsam is wonderful. Fleur de Cuir. It's cedar, but with a lovely fruity floral top. I can get the leather aspect to it. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it, this has a very, very similar vibe to just smelling straight up Gucci Guilty Absolute. That's interesting. And then Oakmoss from Maberte, IFRA compliant. It's the Oakmoss I'm familiar with. Mossy, green. Again, a coumarin-like vibe on the edge. Smells damp. Green Oakmoss Absolute from Yugoslavia. Not IFRA compliant. IFRA-banned. More delicate. I'm getting that dampness. Less coumarin. More smoothness. It smells more natural. It smells more natural to me. That could be because if you're actually smelling moss in the wild, you're usually doing so at a very, what you would say, a low dilution, a low concentration. But I'm going to load this up a little bit more, dip it a few more times, see if I can get more material on the strip, and then keep smelling it and coming back. But anyway, this was fantastic. Thanks for joining me. I love smelling new stuff off the bat, and I hope you enjoyed. Definitely, if you haven't already, pick up some Tolu Balsam. Pick up some Fleur de Cuir. This is interesting. This is very interesting. All right, everyone. Thanks.